today. From MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Daniel Jones and the New York Giants taking on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback, now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
Not sure what you thought, but I thought it was appropriate when he walked into our meeting with his arm totally encased in ice, because he threw 5 touchdown passes last week and won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award.
Yeah, but reading the paper this morning, and he said, gosh, I actually thought I should have got 6 or 7. But still, it was an amazing performance a week ago.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if he thought he should have had 6 or 7, that's a guy's an absolute perfectionist, not just greedy.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. The numbers for Sanders last week: 6 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play. And I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams. Because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Hurts to throw. Flush to his right. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Steps away to his left. That one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of '85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year, playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
Got a man, it's Brown. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 41-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. But we know that he can get 1st downs with his arm and his legs, Charles. And there, when he gets outside of the pocket, the defense has to account for both, and he's able to complete it for the 1st.
And he's very comfortable outside of the pocket. Some quarterbacks, that's not their thing. For him, That seems to be the #1 asset to his game. Gets out into the open field, things seem to break down the secondary a little bit, and he picks out the right target.
Play action. Here's Hurts. He'll buy some time right. And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there, and in the process picks up the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And brought in by Braid. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll run with Sanders. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Eagles will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here come the Giants, led out by their former 6th overall pick out of Duke back in 2019. Daniel Jones under center.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Now Jones. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out.
Touchdown, Philadelphia! Miles Sanders with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. As we roll on here in the month of December, week 14 coming up tonight. We got a good one in the AFC West. Get the parkas out. Kansas City and Denver from the frigid Empower Stadium at Mile High. And then tomorrow night you can turn those parkas in for some shorts, golf polos, and flip-flops. Monday Night Football in Arizona. Patriots, Cardinals, 8:15 Eastern. On 2nd and 11 now. Jones, Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Javon Hargrave, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Javon Hargrave, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now that's into a crowd and intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And the Giants are going to get the football here at their own 23. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing Jones. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do,
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Giants. Kadarius Toney, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants have cut it back within a score. the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's Kadarius Toney who caps things with a touchdown reception. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let...
It's caught inside the 25. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Hurts sets up to throw it. This is caught. Touchdown. Cameron Brate, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He finds him again, Saquon Barkley. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. To throw again on second down. Jones, open man is Galladay, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And they are going to have a first down, and they're in field goal range as well as they're down inside the 20.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll look to throw again. He dumps it off to Barkley. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield.
Oh, trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. And the Eagles force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. They go play action with Hurts. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And that one closing in on halftime with the Cowboys out on top. Ezekiel Elliott has run for a touchdown there. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Browns in that one. The Browns seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And at the moment, that game is tied with the visiting New York Jets. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time on a catch and run. 35 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. Shoves him aside. Down to about the 22 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Jones. And his throw here's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fun to...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
They were well aware of the scoreboard as they went into halftime, and they know how tough it's been to put up any kind of points. But if there's a positive after that play, is that they were able to take a shot at the end zone on their opening drive of this half. The negative, though, that shot at 6 ended in an interception, and we know that's not going to jumpstart this struggling offense.
They start on the ground here at Sanders, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 78 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. They'll roll him out right. And this one is incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Rolling to his right. And that is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. Now Jones throwing on first down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Third quarter from MetLife Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Jones. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he's going to get this down near the 25. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Jones. And that is incomplete. 4th down now looming after Philly's defense stands tall in coverage.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Gano's kick is good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball to the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he's got some space here. Fancy footwork in midfield. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Sliding out of the pocket. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Julian Love. And the Giants are right back in this football game. Well, Charles, you got a quarterback out of the pocket trying to make a play, and you get it, but instead he ends up throwing it to the other team.
And, partners, we know to be...
Well, the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders taking it in from the 20. And the Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football.
Yeah,
what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Now that Eagle offense will stay out there as he'll go for 2. Hurts will throw. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Matthew White sets to kick off.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fields this way up at the 17. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The possession switching back to the New York Giants. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. But it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Off play action. Jones. Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Javon Hargrave able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Hurts. He'll buy some time right. And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there and in the process picks up the 1st down. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Here's the jet sweep to Pascal. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of 1st downs, and here a loss of yardage. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Here's the jet sweep to Pascal. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop it right where it all started. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And this Giants defense able to come up with a goal line stand. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones, and that's complete to Shepard. The 40. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Jones on 1st down. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. On 2nd and very short, Jones. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Darius Slay with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick-6.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will bump the lead up to 26. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, there he goes left side. The 20. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Eagles, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for the Giants, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they'll try for a better outcome next week as they head to D.C. to take on the Washington Commanders.